Anyway, our first guest tonight, I feel sorry for Daniel. Our first
He doesn't
guest
know what
tonight
he stepped into.
is an emerging talented director. He runs his own company called Four Juice Films, and he's a filmmaker too. Now, his latest work is called Yes Man. I don't know if that's a good thing when you ask someone if they're a yes man, but I'm going to ask him. Yeah, which is available on digital download from Monday, the 13th of June. So is he the next Spike Lee or Steve McQueen? Daniel Glenn-Barbour, welcome to the scene, my brother.
Hello. You're right. Yes, how you doing?
Hey, welcome to the craziest interview you're about to ever have.
No, I'm good. I've enjoyed listening to you. You have a great time.
Do you know who it is, Daniel? If you'd have heard me yesterday or the day before, I'm very chilled when I'm on my own. She's the same. And we haven't seen each other for about 2 weeks. Kim's been in Jamaica. I've been here. She's been there. And we've missed each other. And this is our usual slot together. Okay. And so when we come back together, we just are unruly. I don't know how we're still on this show. But hey, the BBC seems to like us. So here we are.
Talent.
You know, exactly. But you know what, Daniel? You know the beautiful thing, and I don't always give her props. We are literally like this off air.
Yeah.
So it ain't a makeup. It ain't a makeup thing. Anyway, so Daniel, before we find out about Yes Man, I want to find out first a little bit about you. How did you get into filmmaking?
How did I get into filmmaking? I used to shoot music videos. Because I used to rap myself personally, and I got to a stage where I wanted more story elements in my music videos, and I didn't feel like being self-taught was enough. So that's when I was advised, go university, try learn something, and I studied film, and I just went with the stories.
What did you learn most? I come from an acting background, and I've been talking a lot about this lately this week. I was the London girl. I'm from Kilburn, Northwest London, public school, ended up at RADA, right? I ended up in radio. But I mean, I know university and studying film is a little bit different to drama school, but I learned a lot about myself during that time. Yeah. What would you say you learned most about yourself, coming from someone that, was a rapper, that was aspiring to break through in the music scene, to then going to university and studying something like film? What did you learn most about yourself during that time?
I mean, I learned how to be my own man. I learned that following anybody wasn't necessarily the way forward. I was following people blind, not even looking at what they've achieved in their life before I'm looking in something in them. By my third year, I had to figure out what I cared about in life, and as a solo person, not even following anybody else. University definitely showed me that. It definitely showed me that.
I love that.
Daniel, can I just ask, I'm just looking at the notes, right? How did you get a first? I only managed
How did I get a first?
Hold on, that must have been an easy one, right? Because in my day, right, and I worked hard, but I partied hard when I was
there you go, that's why you didn't get a first.
And I did business studies. A first is really hard to get though, isn't it?
It is. But when I first started university, someone told me, but to be fair, they might have had their own insecurities, because whether you get a first or you get a 2-1 or whatever, it doesn't mean anything. It does, but it doesn't. A first never got me on an interview with you lot right now. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't that. But yeah, I had to work hard, and I knew it was something I wanted from the get-go. I knew I had to go into class and just listen to the teacher. They're going to mark my work, so trying to rebel against them just didn't seem like something that made sense to do, even though so many of my colleagues in class did that. But just staying focused and positive, and I thank God for that. I thank God for that first. I had nerves the day that the result was supposed to come in.
Wow.
So you didn't expect a first?
Because the way you calculate it's a bit different, because they look at your top 3 highest marks and then they kind of round it up. But no, I didn't expect to get a first, but I very much wanted one.
So listen, you get the first, you get into kind of filmmaking. Has it been hard to break through?
Yeah, and can I just say I went to London Metropolitan.
Wow.
Yeah, Holloway Road, yeah, man.
Brilliant.
Is it been hard? It's been very hard. There's like 100 people going for one position, and when it comes to the film industry, although it's an amazing industry, the doorway in is very small. And I kind of saw certain things that it seemed like I would have to do to get in there. But after, because I hosted a film festival in Antigua after I graduated in 2019, and after that event, that's when I realized I wanted to be a film director, and I didn't want to be anything else. So yeah, that was that's what motivated me. That's what motivated me. And yeah, again, to your question, it's extremely hard. But what isn't? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Tell me, is there any particular directors, or name me a few directors that you admire, that you would aspire to work with?
It's weird though, because one thing about where we are, we look at America a lot of the time, isn't it? And we don't really give people in this country our flowers. So I'm not even going to say, I'm going to say Americans, but I'm going to say English ones first. Right?
Let's go.
And to be fair, they're not even film directors, because the way our industry is, I don't even know. I mean, you say Steve McQueen and stuff like that, but he's not really in my generation. I look at people like Ashley Waters. Ashley Waters, you know,
I had him on a show.
Like
Amazing man.
Idris Elba. Do you know what I mean? Like the fact that his movie last year, I can't believe I forgot what it's called. I've watched it 7 times. The cowboy film. What's it called?
The Jay-Z one. Shame on me. Shame on me. I know it.
I haven't watched it yet. So
I've yet to watch it. Shame on me. Yes.
When people say that to me, I'm like, it's great. It's like black.
Okay. Listen, I haven't watched.
That's this weekend, Kim.
What's Wakanda Forever? I haven't even watched that either.
Harder They Fall. The Harder They Fall. How did I forget?
The Harder They Fall. That's it.
The more people talk about a film, the more I won't want to watch it. I'll watch it because the hype is going to let me down.
It doesn't. Trust me, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful film.
Daniel, Kim's the sort of person that will watch something, get so hooked on it, right? Come in and make sure the whole office is on it. And then she'll go, don't tell me the ending. No one tell me the ending because I've stopped watching it.
Yeah.
No. But listen, it's so weird. She won't go back and watch the ending. She doesn't want, in her mind, it to end. It's the weirdest thing.
That's why every time I watch, I've watched Top Boy season, the new one, 3 times, and I never watched it. I can't deal with what came.
Hold on a minute. I only watched. Let me just. I had 2 episodes left of the last one. Then I had 1 episode left.
Then you started it from the beginning.
I only watched it the other day in Jamaica, and can I just tell you, with Power, after they killed off 50 Cent, I don't know what happened.
She stopped watching it.
Once they killed off 50,
she's one of them. She gets so invested, it's unreal. Listen, what would you say? Okay, you said you've watched Hard They Fall 7 times. If you had a favourite film of all time, mine is Eat, Pray, Love. Everyone knows me for it because anyone that comes into my world, I make them watch it. It's a powerful, powerful film. True story. What is yours?
It's hard. I'm gonna say Pulp Fiction, The Dark Knight. The Dark Knight. I'm gonna say Legend with Tom Hardy. I think Tom Hardy's an amazing actor.
Oh, incredible actor. Definitely a method.
Yeah,
definitely.
And then to be fair to your original question, in America, you know, Quentin Tarantino, Donald Glover, Jordan Peele. These are my influences, do you know what I mean, in their style, and they're my inspirations in terms of not following the industry and actually creating your own style, and then that becomes a trend. Do you know what I mean? You can't see another film that looks like a Jordan Peele film because he's doing it his way, and I feel like with Yes Man, that's what I chose to do. You know, you get the comparisons. You know, they'll go, "Oh, you're making another Blue Story," and I'm like, "No, I'm not," because just because we're from this environment doesn't mean every film is the same. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that must be annoying.
So, Daniel.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. No, go on.
No, that was my motivation. So what I did was I wanted to prove that I can make a film that is based on my experiences growing up, and you're going to watch it and you're not going to feel like this is a film you've seen before. And from our review that we had in The Guardian on Monday, 100% I feel like I've done that.
Right, so without giving it all away, how would you sum up the story of Yes Man, and why do you think this story needs to be told?
First of all, I feel like we don't have a lot of stories. If all people can say is Top Boy, Blue Story, and Kidulthood, then there's not enough stories out there. Because you look at any other story, love, horror, whatever, it's been done a million times. I just saw they're making another Predator. That's like the 10th one they've made. Do you know what I'm saying? Just on a different spin. If you look at Italian mafia films, Martin Scorsese, like he done The Irishman, but he's done so many films like that. It's only when it comes to a film about lower class society in urban areas is where people feel like they've heard it too many times, which doesn't make sense because you know nothing about the community. So it doesn't really make sense to me. So I chose to make this film in a way that represents all of us. You know, the ladies that have conversations in the cafe, they're in the area, or the individual that goes to boxing club and he's not hanging on the block. Do you get what I mean? But he's from the area.
Yeah,
it's a community. It is a community film in that way. So I think we represent a lot of unheard stories.
incredible. I cannot wait to watch it. I want to ask you, Daniel, this is something that we are asking everyone, our listeners on tonight's program. If there was one word you could choose to describe yourself, what would you choose and why?
I'll
Get ready. Do you want to hear ours to make you laugh?
Yeah, I knew you was going to
hear ours. Oh, you know ours then. Right.
I was kind of, you said emotional, innit? You said emotional.
No, I'm passionate.
Passionate.
I'm sure a lot of people would call me emotional, but
you know what?
I am sensual.
I'd say resilient.
Woo! Yes.
The reason I say
resilient. Yeah.
The reason why I say resilient is because this week has been of my career has been the highlight, because thanks to Sophie Wong from Central Media, The Guardian was a newspaper that I grew up walking past, picking up for my nan. Do you know what I mean? To be in that is crazy. To be on the BBC now talking to you lot is a dream. And the reason I say resilient is because I don't put all my eggs in one basket. You know, I've got a documentary that came out last week called Ain't Hiding Nothing, which is about the origins of grime music in Bow. And the everyday people that are from Bow, you know, those people that miss certain opportunities, you know, because for some people it could be opinion, but Bow was the mecca of grime music when it comes to
indeed like E3,
and there's real people from there that were privy to that sound very early, and they never took the opportunity because of certain bad decisions, like in Yes Man, where they're following the roadside. To get me, and a lot of people were talented, so talented. So it was an honor for me even to do a documentary when I was young, watching Lord of the Mics, watching Risky Roads. Do you know what I mean? So resilient is definitely the thing, because with all these hurdles, I ain't stopping for no one.
Hey, that is what I love to hear. Resilient. Daniel Glenn-Barbour, honestly, it's been an absolute pleasure. If anybody wants to follow you, find you on the socials, watch Yes Man, where do they need to go?
So you just go to 4 Deuce Films. That's on Instagram. The website's live. And can I just big up my team, because this ain't just me, you know, Keil Marshall Phillip, Angelica Napalara, Gatta Grant, they're my team, you know, and I couldn't do this without them. And big up all the actors in Yes Man, because we did it during COVID. And you know what I'm saying? So 4 Deuce Films, and you'll see anyone who wants to know anything more about it, all the actors are on there, all their stuff that they're on. Even Kurt Smith is in a play right now called Girl on the Train. So, man, big up everyone.
Spell it for us, hun. Spell it for us.
Girl on the Train.
No, 4 Deuce. It's 4 DEUCE Films, and that's on the socials also, yeah?
Yeah. 4 DEUCE Films.
There you go.
Can I ask you a question, Daniel? I've always wanted to go to Antigua, right? So the next time when you do the part 2,
can we come?
Well, you got to bring me to Jamaica, because I'm half Jamaican.
Get ready. Listen. Honestly, it's about to be a madness when I touch down. That's all I'm saying. Get ready, Daniel. Get some security.
So much, 100%.
Security. Listen, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you tonight. I wish you all the best. Stay resilient.
Thank you
and keep doing what you're doing for the culture, for the scene. I look forward to seeing where you're going to go.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Thank you, honey. All the best. That was Daniel Glenn-Barbour. Check him out. Follow him. 4 Deuce Films. Check out his film, Yes Man. An incredible talent on the rise.
And a resilient young man. So if you just tuned in, as I said, Raffaella's just